I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you
Greetings technicians, this is Admin Crow here, your coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, bringing you the final showdown of Season 3 Playoffs Final for the Origins League of PCL, the Pokemon Champions League. So in this Grand Final, or I guess the Origin Final, we will be taking on Hussam-sama and the coach, who's the coach of the Damascus Cofagrigus. And in this battle, I'm just gonna go over my turn-to-turn style process and what exactly went down, and who ended up being the champion. We'll all have to wait till the end of the video. So, if you guys want to check out the team builder, which went up earlier, feel free to do so before you walk into any spoilers of this game. I will leave that in the description down below. So yeah. Over here at team preview, I can see right away that he didn't have Zapdos and he didn't have Mienshao. So especially the Mienshao is such a huge threat against my team. It has a really good speed tier against me. Like I mentioned in my builder, both of mine and I guess Hussam-sama's team are super offensive. He doesn't have a lot of switch-ins for my threats, and I don't have a lot of switch-ins for his threats. However, he has a speed tier over me. But as you can see on his this team preview, that he pretty much gave up his speed tier against me. He didn't bring a lot of fast mons above 100. The only mon that's actually extremely fast is Zero Aura. Many of these mons are pretty slow in this case. So right away, I said to myself that speed control isn't as important. So my Tailwind from Gligar and Iron Ball tech from Klefki isn't gonna be as effective, but also means that I'm pretty much gonna secure myself a matchup over here in terms of speed here in this game. So and also right away I see that his team doesn't have a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner, which sort of makes sense if you just bring like rocks for my Volcarona. We can trade rocks, and it will hurt my team more than his team. I understand his idea there, and plus, so over here I was thinking to myself, I might lead Nihilego and just get out my T-Spikes because it affects everything on his team. Also helps with the Kyurem, regular Kyurem if he is sub-roost, and also helps me chip down the Duskull, which is actually the only thing that stands away in the way of him on top, because he didn't bring his other two fighting resists, which were Zapdos and Vileplume. Vileplume, like I said in my builder, I really hope he doesn't bring it. It doesn't have that much of a good matchup against me, but that's why I didn't, prep against it so much. It does really affect my win con in a sense. So Choice Bandit him on top looks extremely good in this matchup in particular. So because the fact that I don't need speed control so much, and I can always get up T-Spikes at a later time, because I can pretty safely set up a T-Spikes against majority of his member with Nihilego anyways if I want to do that. So I'm just gonna go with my initial plan and lead with Tyranitar Nero here. This Tyranitar is just max HP and max attack. I did come up with it last minute. So he's actually gonna lead with his Ttar over here. So one thing very interesting I want to quickly mention is that back in round 1 of this season's playoff, me and Clutch, we both had the Garchomp on our team. I had Mega Garchomp, he had regular Garchomp. It was the exact opening almost. We had Garchomp versus Garchomp as our opening, but over here we have Ttar versus Ttar instead. So I'm just gonna go straight up for the Brick Break, which actually O-code his Mega Ttar from full. I'm pretty sure he will have I don't know his investment, but I'm pretty sure one without Choice Band doesn't O-code Ttar from full, depending on his investment. If he's bulky invested, if he's obviously speed invested, I don't really know the calc there. But my basically idea of me opening Ttar was basically try to get off a crunch against whatever on his team. He doesn't really have a crunch switch in. so much on his entire roster, but he happens to lead with the mod that resists dark, which I do have coverage for, which is Brick Break. It was also for his dual screen, which he brought last time with his Zapdos. So that was really good opening for us. We won the 1v1 Ttar matchup. He actually gone for Zeraora right here on his free switching. So this is actually the initial lead that I was expecting going Ttar. So my idea, like I mentioned in my builder, is that I have to rely on him to over predict because I can't afford to lose momentum, and be able to just get off damage with my Ttar. That was my idea. Because I don't think he's just going to go for a straight close combat, even if we have this lead situation. So this is actually perfect for my side because that was the lead I was expecting. Fearing a knockoff, or like as you can see, he actually gone for it, or a potential HP ice. I actually stayed in, be a man, thinking that there's no way he clicks close combat right here. So I'm just stayed in, and he knocks off my choice band. But I do hit him up with a Brick Break. That actually did 42%, knowing that he's not bulky invested. And from that damage, I know for 100% he's physically offensive. There's no way he can do this much damage if he's timid. So that was really good for me because I know for a fact that foul play is going to do a chunk to him. So on the following turn here, I think I was thinking to myself to stay in again and just go for an EQ or a crunch to be able to knock out this Zeraora, because the switching to Gligar is too obvious. Since he gone for the knockoff the first time, he might think that I think there's no way for him to go for knockoff again, so I go into my Gligar, you know. So it's sort of like a reverse psychology there. But the reason that I switched right here, which you guys can see, I do actually go for the Gligar, and he catch me off guard with another knockoff. So a really good play on Hussam-sama's side. Instead of going for that close combat and try to knock out my Ttar, he really didn't want to lose momentum either. Like I mentioned before, this is actually the better play as well in the long run, simply because both of our teams are so offensive. None of us can afford to lose momentum so much. And the reason I made this play primarily is because Gligar is mainly here to take on the Zeraora, to set up tailwinds and to toxic a couple of things. It's still good against the Duskull and the Piloswine, of course, because I do outspeed the Piloswine and I can toxic that thing. And its primary job is to take on the Zeraora anyways, act as electric resist. But the main reason I save Ttar is also for the Duskull, because that's actually the only thing that's staying in the way of a Choice Band and Mach Punch coming from our Technician boy TK, the Hitmontop. So that's the primary reason that I saved Ttar. So yeah, I'm just gonna lose my Eviolite right here. So instead of going for a EQ, which I do not have, I'm just gonna go for my Stealth Rock, because I'm pretty sure I live a Hidden Power Ice from the range that I was at, even without Eviolite, and plus I don't want to switch and potentially give him momentum from both switching. And also the fact that I found that he's physically offensive means that he probably doesn't have enough special attack to knock out my Gligar from the range that I was at. So Stealth Rock is pretty much my only and best play. He just gonna go hard into his Piloswine, which I can respect. We just pretty much end up trading rocks here as I toxic him as he goes for his own Stealth Rock. I do not have defog on this set. I want to see what he wants to do to me. I'm pretty sure I live Icicle Crash as well. If I outspeed, obviously, I do find out right here by going for the Toxic first and go for the Roost, which means I will lose my Flying typing. I will just be, I guess, single weak to his Ice Spam. So right now, he actually went for the Toxic. So I was very surprised. He's probably predicting a switch right here. So again, an over prediction on his part. So the reason I stayed in, like I mentioned before, I can't really afford to lose momentum, and I don't actually have U-turn on this Gligar. I want to see what he wants to do first, and plus this racks up toxic damage on his Piloswine. The damage, what's done is done, because the fact that he doesn't have a Cleric on his entire roster, and Piloswine doesn't have reliable recovery. So plus I don't have EQ on this to touch the pilot swine anyways, but I'm monotoxic Gligar, and thank God I was actually immunity this time around. I was actually telling him during the actual battle, because I tend to bring Sandveil when I bring Ttar. So yeah, I didn't bring immunity Gligar too often in the second half of the season. I was running Sandveil trying to get it to work for the longest time. So that of course didn't do anything to me. So on the following turn I'm just gonna go switch into my Ttar. So I actually got this double right. I wasn't expecting him to go Dusclops. Oh, I keep on calling this thing Dusclaw. It's Dusclops. Anyways, so that's actually super good for us because he doesn't have a dark resist on his entire roster. His Ttar is gone, and we pretty much got the double right. I was either expecting a Kyurem White, Kyurem Ice here, or whatchamacallit, or I was pretty much expecting Kyurem, cause in my mock, because the fact that I was monotoxic Gligar, I have no way to touch a sub Kyurem, so I wanted to prevent that from happening. That's why I double out into my Ttar right here. He also covers the toxic play. There's no way he goes for EQ on my Gligar with his Piloswine. That's why I made the play that I did. So this is actually super good on our end. We can just freely fire off a Crunch. Even though it's not choice band boosted anymore, it still did a great chunk to the Dusclops. So that's really good. He doesn't have a switch in for a Crunch. I'm just going to fire off another one. The burn, I guess the defense down didn't really matter judging from the damage that I did to him the first time around, and plus there's no way for him to save the Dusclops anyways, simply because he gets revenge killed by any of my other members. So that's really good on our side, and he's just gonna be able to go into his Zero Aura and knock us out with a Brick Break. I was surprised. I thought he didn't have fighting coverage on his Zero Aura. Maybe he was choiced somehow to be able to, because he did just the only move we saw from Zero Aura was knockoff, and he gone for it twice. So I was low-key thinking that the Zero Aura might be choice scarfed even, because there was no way that it was choice banned from the damage that I did to my Ttar earlier with knockoff. Yeah, I'm just gonna sack my Ttar right here and go into my Volcarona. I didn't want to give him any free switches, and plus there's no reason to risk the Gligar because he still can I guess do decent damage to the Piloswine and just be able to stall it out a little bit because that thing's already toxic. And plus Ttar's usefulness has gone down significantly, simply because he already took care of Dusclops, and it's outsped pretty much by the majority of his mons that he has left. So I'm just gonna go into my Volcarona, revealing the fact that I'm choice scarf, just knock it out with a Fury Dance, and I actually did time the stand turns as well because I didn't want to come back in with my Volcarona in a situation where I'm at 1% and the stand damage actually mattered. So if I took the stand damage right there, I won't be able to have another switch into my Volcarona, and it's just gonna die to rocks. And either way I cannot win with Volcarona because the fact that he has that Metagross at the back. There's always the potential of Bullet Punch. It will definitely do more than 1%. So basically I have another entry with my Volcarona, but I still decided to save it right here simply because it still match up decently well against the Kyurem Ice. I keep on calling it Kyurem Ice just to differentiate. But if he's Choice Scarf, I guarantee myself outspeed. I can knock it out. Or not knock it out, just do a lot of damage to it with the overheat that I have, or Fury Dance, right? Or even Bug Buzz if I'm in range of Swarm. So that was my idea there. Just be able to offensively check Kyurem if I have to, because I don't know what type of Kyurem he is. He still have been saving it at the back. From the way he's been played, I think he might be choice scarfed, just to be able to use it as a late game cleaner. That's also why I still save the Klefki at the back as well. It acts as a decent, I guess, track to the Kyurem, as I do have both Play Rough. Wait, do I have Play Rough? I don't remember. I'm not sure if I switched Play Rough to Foul Play last minute, or I might have both. Anyways, just to be able to defensively check Kirim, as I do have the light screen on my clef key as well. And if he's choice scarf, I also have the switcheroo iron ball to be able to slow down the Kirim. That was my idea. So I actually got into Gligar right here hard and dodged another earthquake. So it's the second move that I dodged from this Piloswine with my Gligar. So my idea here is pretty much to get a free switch in. I don't have any other move to touch the Piloswine, and I didn't want to lose my Volcarona. And I didn't want my Hitmontop to take additional damage in case I have to face the Metagross in a 1v1 situation. I need to be able to take a potentially choice banded Bullet Punch from the Metagross because it would probably outspeed me, and my Mach Punch is not gonna go first. So that was my idea. So over here, I think I just gone for the Roost again just to stall out the damage on the Piloswine. He made the play into Kirim this time. This is what I was afraid the first time, right? And he took the rocks damage, and I didn't see leftover on this Kirim, so it tells me that he might not be substitute, and I cannot afford him to be substitute anyways. If he is substitute, I have to pretty much rely on Klefki to be able to break the sub with play rough and switch my iron ball to him. And how he also might be Z, so I want to be able to find out right here. So I'm just gonna stay in with my Gligar as I don't really have a switch in for his Kirim. I believe I actually gone for Tailwind that turn. I'm pretty sure this turn he knocked me out. It's just in case he goes for a sub. I didn't want to toxic the sub. Obviously it's not gonna do anything to him, and I don't have a move to break the sub. So in case he does go for the sub, at least all of my mons can outspeed if I do go for the Tailwind. So over here, because I know that I live any hit this Kirim wants to go for, and unless he's a Assault Vest, my Power Gem should be able to knock him out. There's no reason for me not to go for it. Obviously this gives him a free switch in to his Metagross, which will allow me to get a little bit more chip on it. If he is not Choice Scarfed or Choice Banded, I should be able to take a Bullet Punch and with my Nihilego and just be able to do a lot of damage to him with my Foul Play. So basically at this point I just want to get chip on the Metagross if he wants to switch into it, because I'm pretty sure this Kirim will be in range of Choice Band and Mach Punch from TK if he switch out right here. So if he doesn't, obviously I just pick up the KO with Power Gem. So as you can see, I do go for the Power Gem right here. It did like 0 to the Metagross. I'm just gonna follow it up with a Foul Play like I mentioned before. I just need a chip damage on the Metagross with my Nihilego, and I know for a fact I live a Bullet Punch 100% of the time unless he's Choice Banded, which I guess he could be. But if he's Choice Banded, I can go into my keys and just be able to do a lot of damage to him with Foul Play anyways. So good thing that I outsped, he isn't Choice Scarf this time around. So I actually put him in range. That did like 5 bajillion to the Metagross because the fact that I was actually Expert Belt with my Nihilego. So this is pretty much the end of the game, as I can just go into my TK, the True Technician right here, and just be able to go for Choice Banded Mach Punches 3 times in a row. Knock out Metagross, Kirim Ice, and Piloswine here in the end. There's a chance that Piloswine lifts the hit, but the toxic damage should be able to pick up the KO, and my safer play was to basically stack everything else just to put Piloswine in range of Mach Punch. But I really wanted to have TK to pick up the KO right there in the end, just to clean up, to show that the power of Technician, right? What's a better way to end the finals of a league with a True Technician mon coming from one of us? So really trying to make the Technicians proud right here. So yeah, definitely GG to Hussam-sama. This game we didn't actually end up posting the battle link. Just we made the I guess I talked to him just a little bit before the game that we will not post a link until I put up the battle, just so that everyone get to see my video and at the same time get to see my perspective, right? So yeah, great games to Hussam-sama again. Good luck next season. This is actually the second championship he lost in a row in the PCL here He also lost last season's championship to Lovecraft, I believe. It was a really good game as well. It came down to the wire. So yeah, again, good game to my good friend here, Hussam-sama, and again, good luck next season, since I won't be participating, so you can have a better chance of winning, right? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the game. I won't be around. Well, I guess posting builders, or I might post a little bit of battle videos here and there, but I'm just gonna stay away from Draft League for a little bit, as I won't be participating in Season 4 of the PCL. I want to have some time to reflect and just be able to have some rest, both mentally and physically, away from league battles. And I didn't want to have the pressure of having to make builders and battle videos every single week. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the battle. This is gonna be Admin Crow here, signing off. See you guys next time. Goodbye, technicians.